Property brothers Drew and Jonathan Scott launch retail brand management agency, EXCLUSIVE. Property brothers Drew and Jonathan Scott's lifestyle company, Scott Brothers Global, is expanding their consumer products business with the launch of new brand management agency, Brand Journey. The agency is focused on building out brands within the home furnishings, decor, textiles, housewares, kids, giftware, and home improvement industries. Among its first clients are hometown stars Aaron and Ben Napier's Aaron and Ben Co. and Stephen Brown's Glitterville Studios. Those are in addition to the Scott Brothers portfolio of brands, including Scott Living by Drew and Jonathan Home, and Property Brothers, which have drawn more than $3 billion in retail sales over the past decade. Per the new company, Brand Journey will streamline go-to-market product strategies from concept to shelf, backed by harmonious marketing support through their in-house teams dedicated to brand development, content production, and commerce. The Scott's Brand Journey will team manufacturers and retailers to create home brands and develop strategic partnerships that preserve, extend, and amplify a brand's DNA. The company's services will include licensing, brand development and management, creative direction and marketing, digital and social media strategy, and content and media production. We are thrilled to launch Brand Journey to share our expertise and leverage our incredible team to help other brands and talent build and expand their consumer products offerings in the home space, Drew and Jonathan Scott said. We're excited to have Glitterville and Aaron and Ben Co. on board and can't wait to help these brands continue to grow. The team at Scott Brothers Global is proud to launch Brand Journey and build upon the great success of the Drew and Jonathan consumer brands to help clients reach new heights. Scott Brothers Global President of Consumer Products, Laura Aldrich, added, Brand Journey is not a one-size-fits-all agency, but an entrepreneurial brain trust with deep knowledge within the industry and a distinct passion for home. Each program for our clients will be custom designed and strategic, and we cannot wait to get started with these two incredible brands. Aaron and Ben Co., founded by hometown stars Aaron and Ben Napier, is based in Laurel, Mississippi. Aaron and Ben Co. home products are made in the USA and include upholstery, textiles, paint, bedding, cookware, stationery, and more. We're partnering with Brand Journey to find new ways to introduce our audience to more affordable American-made and assembled goods that make their homes more beautiful, more purposeful, and less disposable, Aaron Napier said. Based in Knoxville, Tennessee, Glitterville Studios was founded by Stephen Brown and specializes in holiday decor and ornaments. Glitterville was featured in HGTV's 2023 and 2024 White House Christmas specials. We are excited to join Brand Journey and continue to build the Glitterville Studios brand, Brown said. Watching how the Scott Brothers Global team has successfully built their home products business has been an inspiration, and we are looking forward to working with them on growing and amplifying the Glitterville brand to continue bringing joy to consumers' everyday lives. HGTV fans are likely well acquainted with the gargantuan home improvement heartthrob twins, Drew and Jonathan Scott, who have been gracing television screens with their charming stage presence and real estate/contractor skills since 2011, but some might not be familiar with the truth about Drew's wife, Linda Fan. For example, what you don't know about the Property Brothers is that Fan is heavily involved behind the scenes. Since joining her husband and brother-in-law's entertainment and entrepreneurial ventures, Fan has become an accomplished creative director, television personality, and content creator responsible for a fair share of the Property Brothers' success. Her contributions to Scott Brothers Entertainment are as diverse as her skill set. From planning high-profile events to constructing props for advertising campaigns, Fan is a creative force to be reckoned with. Aside from her behind-the-scenes work with Scott Brothers Entertainment, Fan has also joined Drew Scott in front of the camera, serving as his co-star in the Property Brothers spin-off, Property Brothers at Home. Drew's honeymoon house, wherein the couple worked together to design their own home to kick off their married life as a family unit. With such a magnetic and relatable personality, Fan has enchanted existing Property Brothers fans and drawn new audiences through engaging social media posts that offer heartwarming glimpses into the everyday lives of one of HGTV's most recognizable stars. Like the Property Brothers, Drew and Jonathan Scott, Linda Fan was born in Canada. Though unlike the more rural upbringing of her husband and his twin in picturesque Banff, Fan is a city girl from Toronto. She was born on April 22, 1985, and grew up in a house filled to the brim with siblings. Though Fan hasn't shared many particulars about her early life, she has posted multiple photos from her childhood on her Instagram, accompanying each image of her younger self, siblings, and parents with witty, humorous, or affectionate captions denoting fond memories of a happy upbringing. Fan has also shared more recent pictures of her parents for occasions like Father's Day and Mother's Day to express her love and appreciation for the roles they have played in her life. Fans were offered a glimpse into Fan's bond with her sisters when People published an article about Fan's wedding dress selection. April Fan, who accompanied Linda as one of her bridesmaids, commented, "I'm choking up just thinking about Linda in her dress, walking down the aisle. She looked so beautiful, stunning. It was a fairy tale dream come true." Her sweet, sweet smile melted everyone's hearts. Beyond the glitz and glamour of wedding festivities, the Fan sisters have also offered their wisdom and support in other spheres of each other's lives. One of the strange things about Linda Fan and Drew Scott's relationship is that it got off to a quirky start when they met in 2010. While attending the same event at Toronto Fashion Week, Fan dressed as the fashion police and instantly caught Scott's attention. In an interview with People, Scott stated, "She was wearing a big cop badge and giving out tickets for bad fashion." He told the news outlet that in those moments after meeting her, he thought to himself, "Oh, she's attractive, and she had a great personality." In the same article, Fan sets the scene for the encounter, explaining that she and her sister were looking for refreshments backstage when Scott approached them. He struck up the conversation by asking his future wife where she got the water bottle she was holding, and Fan kept the momentum going by asking him where he found the food he had been holding. Apparently, that was all it took to get the romance ball rolling. A few months after their first encounter, the pair met up for their first official date, which Fan describes as the longest first date ever. It included Scott inviting himself to accompany her to a pre-existing engagement with friends and a questionable karaoke rendition of "I'm on a Boat" by The Lonely Island. In 2013, after a few years of dating Drew Scott, Linda Fan joined Scott Brothers Entertainment, the production company owned and operated by Drew and Jonathan Scott, as the creative director. Fan's duties include leading the company's expansion into the digital sphere through apps and social media interaction, organizing the Producers Ball, a VIP gala put on by Scott Brothers Entertainment during the Toronto International Film Festival, managing digital content, lines of merchandise, marketing campaigns, and philanthropy on behalf of the company. She's a woman who wears many hats, and the kudos she receives from her husband and his brother are well-deserved. HGTV reports that Drew sang Fan's praises for her accomplishments and aptitude in her position while talking to Entertainment Tonight, saying, "She's great. That's why she's the creative director with our company. She has an architectural design background as well, and she has brilliant ideas and has a great aesthetic, and she's really our property sister, we can say." Linda Fan and Drew Scott's road to marriage wasn't a hasty one. Being so driven by their careers, they put their nuptials on the back burner until the time seemed right for them to start organizing a wedding. However, in December 2016, Scott decided that it was the right time to orchestrate a romantically elaborate surprise proposal for his longtime girlfriend. People shared details about the proposal, including how Scott secretly absconded to New York to record a cover of Train's "Marry Me" to be played when he popped the question during an intimate dinner at Piano in Toronto. The proposal was complete with a Dr. Seuss-themed cake that was decorated with the slightly altered title of one of Fan's favorite books so that it read, "Oh, all the places we'll go." Even the ring Scott proposed with was specially crafted to suit the personality of his bride-to-be. He explained his thought process behind the design to people. "I had an image in mind for this ring long before I designed it. Linda doesn't wear rings often, and because she's so petite, when she does they are typically a small, simple, classy look. However, I wanted to design a ring that still had a little style, so I incorporated a 4-prong swirl solitaire mount for the 14-karat white gold ring in 2017. Just months after celebrating their engagement, Linda Fan and Drew Scott partnered with We Charity, an organization dedicated to improving infrastructure, education, and autonomy in underserved communities. The pair traveled to Kenya to engage with and learn from the students and artisans of local communities while assisting in WE's initiatives to increase the accessibility of clean drinking water, preserve local culinary and artistic culture, and take strides toward equal opportunities for education regardless of age or gender. In the same spirit of altruism, Fan and Scott decided to opt out of a traditional wedding registry and instead encouraged their guests to donate the monetary value of their gifts to We Charities to assist in the organization's mission. In a comment to People, Fan explained, "After our trip to Kenya last year, we knew for sure that we wanted to include We in our wedding. We're super excited for our wedding and to have everyone involved because together we can make a difference." Their involvement with We so impacted the couple that they decided to spend their honeymoon in Ecuador to contribute their time and efforts to the organization's dedication to enacting environmental change. In an Instagram post commemorating their trip, Scott wrote, "We had our hearts set on a different sort of honeymoon, being able to immerse ourselves in the culture of Ecuador and make a positive impact on the lives of people who live in this beautiful country is making our honeymoon dreams come true." With 6 years of dating and an additional year of engagement under their belts, Linda Fan and Drew Scott were ready to tie the knot. But not just any run-of-the-mill wedding location would do. The pair decided on a glamorous springtime destination wedding in Italy, specifically at La Piazza del Borgo in picturesque Puglia. However, the truth about their wedding is that it started as a secret. Fan and Scott tied the knot at a courthouse in Nashville, Tennessee before the official ceremony. They kicked off the wedding festivities a week before the ceremony, inviting Fan's 10 bridesmaids and Scott's groomsmen to enjoy joint bachelor and bachelorette activities with iconic Italian flair. The couple also hosted a welcome party to greet their guests, who traveled far and wide to be a part of Fan and Scott's long-awaited marriage. The festivities included tributes to the couple's respective heritages, with Scott and his groomsmen wearing traditional kilts, and their wedding cake featuring the Chinese characters for double happiness via People, as well as a specially choreographed first dance courtesy of Scott's partner from Dancing with the Stars, Emma Slater, and her husband. Fan decided to sport 2 dresses for the occasion. The gown Fan wore for the ceremony was a stunning, non-traditional piece designed by Claire Pettibone, which most notably featured a colorful, floral embroidered, beaded plunge bodice and sheer sleeves cuffed in the same stunning embroidery. The Align ivory skirt balanced the garment, directing the eye to the intricate design at the top of the dress. For her reception ensemble, Fan chose a more traditional gown by the same designer. After settling into their married life, Linda Fan and her husband embarked on another joint effort to expand their professional portfolios. Their next venture, a podcast that explores the ins and outs of what really makes a house a home, not so much in the realm of design or real estate, but in the passions and deep conversations that are cultivated in that environment. Fan articulates this sentiment in the podcast trailer. The home is a springboard for life because everything really starts at home, which accounts for the show's fitting title, At Home with Drew and Linda Scott. After launching the podcast in 2020, Fan and Scott invited a multitude of celebrity guests to discuss diverse and meaningful topics such as work/life balance, parenthood, growing up, environmental awareness, social justice, and yes, sometimes home decor and renovation. Among the many notable personalities featured are Kris Jenner, David Hasselhoff, Howie Mandel, and many more popular stars. As Jonathan Scott and his wife, Zoe Deschanel, Scott and Fan put out new episodes consistently from 2020 to 2022, but took an extended hiatus in anticipation of the birth of their first child. Since then, there haven't been any new installments to the series. Soon after their wedding, Linda Fan and Drew Scott began their journey to grow their family. In an interview with People in May 2018, Drew Scott expressed his confidence in his and Fan's aptitude for future parenthood, stating, "We're excited to have kids. I think Linda and I will be great parents, and we're excited to start that chapter of our lives." Despite their immense enthusiasm, the couple unfortunately struggled with fertility in the first few years of their marriage. In a blog post for Drew and Jonathan's website, the couple co-authored a heartfelt message about their struggles with fertility and hopes that others will learn from their experience. The couple wrote, "We hadn't decided to wait this long. We just never taken the steps to make it come true. We thought it would magically happen, and it didn't." They spent over 2 years falling victim to overwork and burnout while blindly trying to get pregnant before realizing that their journey was going to be much more complicated than just snapping their fingers and expecting a positive outcome. They took that disappointment as an opportunity to evaluate their lifestyles and think critically about the obstacles in their path, such as their lack of consideration for their own health and well-being. They also enlisted the help of a reproductive endocrinologist, undergoing fertility treatments and healthy lifestyle changes to increase their chances of getting pregnant. In May 2022, almost exactly 4 years after their wedding, Fan and Scott joyfully welcomed their long-awaited baby boy, Parker. Having overcome years of struggling to conceive their first child, Linda Fan and Drew Scott approached their preparations for a second with much more knowledge and resources than they had initially. In an interview with Today, Scott disclosed that just as he and his wife were discussing another visit to their reproductive endocrinologist, the couple discovered that Fan had gotten pregnant without medical intervention. She was already 3 months along before they made the discovery. She did 4 pregnancy tests and they were all positive. So we checked in with the doctor, and she was over 3 months pregnant, Scott explained in the interview. "Any signs that could potentially be a 'you're pregnant' sign, you just throw out the window, because you've been told that's not possible. I mean, it's actually kind of amazing." In January 2024, Fan and Scott announced via Instagram post that they were expecting their second child. The news came as a delight to their families, and the couple excitedly prepared for their newest addition. In May 2024, the family of 3 became 4 as they welcomed Piper Ray. Fan and Scott shared their happiness with their fans in a blog post on Drew and Jonathan's website, offering adorable details about Parker's adjustment to becoming a big brother and their joy and appreciation for the closeness and support of their families. Having spent the better part of the last decade residing and working in Nevada and California, Canadian-born Linda Fan decided to take on the arduous process of becoming a United States citizen. Her husband, Drew Scott, commemorated the achievement on Instagram, posting a photo of Fan and himself waving American flags with the caption, "Today Lindy became a citizen of the United States of America." And after years of living in Los Angeles, she is super excited to finally be allowed to vote. Please join us, register to vote, and use your most powerful asset, your voice. Now, let's celebrate. Fan earned her citizenship on September 19, 2024, and planned to exercise her right to vote in the 2024 presidential election. Fan and Scott have laid their roots in the United States after teaming up to design their family home in their Property Brothers spin-off show, Property Brothers at Home. Drew's honeymoon house, wherein the couple put their heads together to create the perfect California home to raise their family in. Though Scott was initially hesitant to work so closely with his wife on the process, they proved to be a great team. "I was actually nervous at first, having Linda come in. I know she has an architectural design background, but we've never actually designed a house together," he told People. "I was wondering how we were going to mesh. Were we going to butt heads too much? I was blown away by Linda's ideas."